My phone buzzed for the 15th time that morning. I didn't even look at it. I was too busy sipping a coconut rum punch on a private beach in Jamaica, watching the turquoise waves roll in. My family was blowing up my phone, begging me to come home. But I wasn't going anywhere. Because while my sister Shanice's wedding was falling apart back in Atlanta, I was living my best life 3,000 miles away. And honestly, I'd never felt more at peace. Before we continue, please tell us where you're watching from, so we know how far our stories reach, and subscribe to the channel to help us grow. Let me take you back to where this all started. 3 months ago, I was at Mama's house for Sunday dinner. The whole family was there. Daddy grilling ribs out back, my older sister Keisha making her famous mac and cheese, and Shanice practically bouncing off the walls, talking about her wedding plans. She'd been engaged to DeAndre for 8 months, and the wedding was all she could talk about. "It's going to be at the Grand Magnolia," Shanice said, showing everyone pictures on her phone. 300 guests, live band, ice sculpture, the works. I was happy for her. Really, I was. Shanice and I hadn't always been close, but she was still my baby sister. I'd already started thinking about what gift to get them. Maybe contribute to their honeymoon fund. Something generous. That's when Mama cleared her throat. "Jamal, baby, Shanice needs to talk to you about something." The room got quiet. Too quiet. Shanice wouldn't look at me. She kept her eyes on her plate, pushing collard greens around with her fork. "So, the venue has some capacity issues," she said softly. "Okay," I said. "What kind of issues?" We had to make some tough cuts to the guest list. My stomach dropped. I knew what was coming before she even said it. "I'm really sorry, Jay, but you didn't make the final list." The fork in my hand felt heavy. "I didn't make the list." "It's not personal," she said quickly. "We had to cut like 50 people. DeAndre's family is huge, and his mama insisted on inviting all her church friends, and the venue can only hold 300, and—" "I'm your brother," I said. My voice came out calm. Too calm. "I know, but your only brother." Keisha jumped in. "Jay, maybe y'all can talk about this later." "No." I set my fork down carefully. "I want to understand this right now. You're inviting 300 people to your wedding, but there's no room for your brother." Shanice finally looked at me. Her eyes were wet, but I couldn't tell if those were real tears or performance tears. "You know how it is, Jay. Weddings are expensive. We had to make choices." "Right, choices." I pushed back from the table. "Well, I respect your choice, and I'm making one too. I'm going to take all the money I was planning to spend on your wedding gift, all of it, and I'm going to treat myself to a nice vacation instead." Mama gasped. "Jamal, don't be like that." "Like what, Mama? Like someone who knows his worth? Shanice just told me I'm not worth a seat at her wedding, so I'm going to spend my money on someone who actually values me." "Me?" Daddy put down his beer. "Son, sit down. Let's talk about this." But I was already heading for the door. Behind me, I could hear Shanice crying. Keisha trying to calm everyone down. Mama saying I was being dramatic. I didn't care. For the first time in my life, I was done being the family peacemaker. Done being the one who swallowed his feelings so everyone else could be comfortable. The next morning, I called my boy from college, Andre, who'd become a travel agent. "I need you to book me something incredible," I told him. "I'm talking first-class flights, 5-star resort, ocean view, the whole 9. Budget is $5,000. Andre whistled. $5,000. "Man, I can make you feel like royalty for that. When you're trying to go." I pulled up my calendar. Shanice's wedding is June 15th. Book me from June 14th to June 21st. He laughed. "Oh, you petty. I love it. Let me work my magic." 2 days later, I had my confirmation. First-class tickets to Montego Bay. 7 nights at an all-inclusive resort right on the beach. private cabana. Unlimited everything. Andre had even gotten me upgraded to a suite with a jacuzzi on the balcony. I posted the confirmation on Facebook. Just a simple, "Can't wait for this vacation," with the resort pictures. My phone exploded. Keisha called immediately. "Jay, what are you doing?" "Going on vacation. You saw the post." "During Shanice's wedding?" "I wasn't invited to Shanice's wedding, remember? So I made other plans." "You're being childish." "No, Keisha. Childish would be showing up and making a scene. Mature is removing myself from a situation where I'm not wanted and doing something that makes me happy. I'm 42 years old. I'm done shrinking myself to make other people comfortable." She sighed. "Mama's upset. Mama raised me to know my worth. I'm just applying the lessons." I hung up before she could guilt-trip me further. Over the next few weeks, the family tried everything. Daddy called to tell me I was being too sensitive. Mama sent long text messages about family being forever and forgiveness. Even some of my aunties weighed in, telling me I needed to be the bigger person. But here's what nobody seemed to understand. I'd been the bigger person my whole life. When Shanice needed help with her college tuition, I sent money. When she lost her job 3 years ago, I let her stay in my spare bedroom rent-free for 4 months. When she needed someone to co-sign for her car, I was there, and she couldn't give me one seat at her wedding. So no, I wasn't backing down. The only person who got it was my cousin Tasha. She called me 2 weeks before my trip. "Jay, I just want you to know I think you're doing the right thing," she said. "Thank you. I feel like I'm going crazy over here." "You're not. And between you and me, this wedding planning has brought out the worst in Shanice. She's acting brand new. Got DeAndre running around, stressed out of his mind. His mama and our mama are already beefing over flower arrangements. It's a mess." "Sounds like I'm missing out," I said sarcastically. Tasha laughed. "Girl, you're missing a whole circus. But listen, I'll keep you updated on any drama. You just enjoy your vacation and don't let them guilt you into coming back. Trust me, once I'm on that beach, nothing's bringing me home." I meant every word. June 14th arrived. I woke up at 4 a.m. for my early flight, feeling lighter than I had in months. No stress, no drama. Just me, myself, and 7 days of paradise. The first-class experience was everything. Hot towel before takeoff. Real food, not that mystery meal you get in coach. Seats that actually reclined. I sipped champagne at 10 in the morning and didn't feel guilty about it. When I landed in Montego Bay, a driver was waiting with my name on a sign. The resort was even better than the pictures. My suite had floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the ocean. The bed was massive. The bathroom had a rainfall shower and that jacuzzi tub on the balcony Andre had promised. I unpacked, changed into my swim trunks, and headed straight for the beach. That's where I was, stretched out on a lounge chair, drink in hand, not a care in the world, when my phone started buzzing like it was possessed. First it was Mama, then Keisha, then Daddy, then numbers I didn't even recognize. I ignored them all. Finally, Tasha's name popped up. I answered. "What's up, cuz?" "Jay." Her voice was breathless. "Girl, everything is falling apart here." "What do you mean?" "The wedding. It's a disaster. DeAndre's mama and your mama got into it at the rehearsal dinner last night. Full-on argument in front of everybody. This morning, the florist delivered the wrong flowers. Shanice had a complete meltdown. And now," she paused, "DeAndre just walked out." My drink froze halfway to my lips. "He what?" "Walked out. Left. Said he can't do this anymore. Shanice is losing her mind. Your mama is crying. Everyone's calling your phone because they think you can fix it." I looked out at the perfect blue ocean, felt the warm sun on my skin, heard the gentle sound of waves hitting the shore. "Tasha," I said slowly, I'm 3,000 miles away on a beach in Jamaica. There's nothing I can do. They want you to come home. Not happening. Jamal, not happening. I took a long sip of my drink. Shanice made her choices. Now she gets to live with them. I'm on vacation. I hung up with Tasha and ordered another drink, a mango daiquiri this time. The bartender, an older Jamaican man named Winston, smiled as he made it. "You look like a man without a care in the world," he said. "That's exactly what I am," I told him, and I meant it, but my family had other plans. My phone kept buzzing, text after text, voicemail after voicemail. I finally turned off notifications and took a picture of my view. Crystal blue water, white sand, palm trees swaying in the breeze. I posted it to Facebook with a caption, "Paradise Found." Within minutes, the comments started rolling in. "Must be nice while your family is suffering," from my Aunt Brenda. "Real mature, Jamal," from Keisha. "Call your mother," from Daddy. But there were other comments too. Friends from work saying, "Living your best life." My college roommate saying, "Get it, King." Even a few people from church dropped fire emojis. I smiled and put the phone away. Let them talk. That evening, I got dressed up and went to the resort's fancy restaurant. Lobster tail and filet mignon. A bottle of wine that cost more than my monthly car payment. I ate slowly, savoring every bite. No interruptions, no drama. Just me and good food and the sound of live jazz playing in the background. After dinner, I walked along the beach. The sand was cool under my feet. Stars filled the sky like I'd never seen back in Atlanta. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt like I could breathe. My phone rang. Mama's face filled the screen. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Jamal Rashad Washington. Her voice was tight, controlled, the way it got when she was past angry and into disappointed. "Do you know what's happening here?" Tasha told me. "And you're just going to stay on vacation while your sister's life falls apart." "Mama, with all due respect, Shanice's life is falling apart because of choices she made, not because I'm in Jamaica. DeAndre left her, at the altar. Do you understand what that means? The wedding's not until tomorrow, Mama. He didn't leave her at the altar. He left the rehearsal. Don't play semantics with me, boy. Your sister needs you." I sat down on a beach chair. "Mama, did Shanice need me 3 months ago, when she was making her guest list?" Silence. "Did she need me when she decided 300 other people were more important than her only brother?" "That's different. How? How is it different?" My voice rose despite my best efforts. "You raised us to treat family like family, but apparently that only applies when it's convenient for Shanice." Mama's voice cracked. "She made a mistake, Jay. She knows that now. She's been crying all day, saying she should have included you. Saying she was wrong. That's real convenient timing. What do you want, baby? You want her to beg? Because she will. She's desperate. We all are." That word hit different. Desperate. I thought about all the times I'd been desperate, needed help, needed support. And my family had been there, even Shanice, despite our differences. But then I thought about something else. "Mama, can I ask you something?" "What?" "When Shanice told the family she wasn't inviting me to the wedding, did anybody stand up for me?" Another silence. This one longer. "Did you tell her it was wrong? Did Daddy? Did Keisha?" "Jamal, no, I really want to know, because from where I'm sitting, everybody was fine with me being excluded until the moment you all needed something from me. Nobody had a problem with it when everything was going smoothly. We thought you two would work it out." "Work it out?" I laughed, but there was no humor in it. "Mama, I'm 42 years old. I've worked out every problem, every conflict, every hurt feeling in this family my entire life. I'm always the one bending, always the one compromising, always the one who's supposed to be the bigger person. When does somebody bend for me?" I could hear her crying now, soft, muffled sobs, and I felt guilty. Of course I did. That's what I'd been trained to feel my whole life. But I didn't break. I love you, Mama. I love Shanice too, believe it or not. But I can't come home. I won't come home. Not for this. I'm sorry. I hung up before she could respond. My hands were shaking. I ordered a whiskey from a passing waiter, drank it in one swallow. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was Tasha. I just heard about the call with Aunt Dorothy, she said. You okay? I'm fine. Liar. I know that voice. You feel guilty. Maybe a little, I admitted. Don't. Jay, you need to hear what's really going on over here. What do you mean? Tasha lowered her voice. DeAndre didn't just walk out because of the flower situation or the mama drama. He told Keisha something before he left. Said he's been having doubts for weeks. Said Shanice has been acting different ever since they started wedding planning. Mean. Controlling. Like nothing he does is good enough. I frowned. That doesn't sound like Shanice. That's what I thought too. But then I started thinking about how she's been treating everybody. Remember when she uninvited you? She did the same thing to 3 of her bridesmaids. Cut them for not being supportive enough. Whatever that means. And DeAndre's best man? She made him step down because she didn't like his girlfriend. When did all this happen? Over the past 2 months. Girl, it's been messy. But everybody's been keeping quiet because, wedding stress and all that. We figured she'd calm down after it was over. I processed this information. So you're saying DeAndre didn't leave because of one Beaned rehearsal dinner. He left because Shanice has been showing him who she really is. Exactly. And now everyone's trying to blame you for him leaving, when really this has been building for a minute. Something didn't add up. Why would they blame me? Because Shanice is telling everybody that if you had been there, you would have calmed things down. That you're the family peacemaker and everything fell apart without you there to mediate. My jaw dropped. She's blaming me? The person she didn't invite? Yep. And Aunt Dorothy is backing her up. They're saying your absence created bad energy that made everything go wrong. I stood up so fast my chair tipped over. That's the most ridiculous. I can't even... Tasha, you're telling me I'm being blamed for drama I wasn't even present for. Welcome to the Washington family, where logic goes to die. I paced the beach. My resort bracelet caught the moonlight. What's happening now? Like right this second? Shanice is locked in her hotel room. Won't come out. DeAndre's not answering calls. His mama left and took half the guest list with her. The wedding is supposed to happen tomorrow at 3 p.m., but nobody knows if there's even gonna be a groom. And your mama is trying to convince everyone that if you just come home, you can fix all of it. Fix it how? I'm not a magician. They think you can talk to DeAndre, convince him to come back, calm everybody down, make Shanice see reason. Basically, perform a miracle. I stopped pacing. And if I don't come home, then you're the villain who let his sister's wedding fail out of spite. The unfairness of it all hit me like a wave. I was being set up. No matter what I did, I'd be wrong. If I came home and couldn't fix things, I'd be blamed for not trying hard enough. If I stayed away, I'd be blamed for being selfish. But here's what I realized, standing on that beach. I'd been playing that game my whole life. The game where I twisted myself into knots, trying to make everybody happy. Trying to prove I was good enough. Trying to earn my place in a family that should have given it to me freely. I was done playing. Tasha, I need you to do me a favor. What? I need you to tell me the absolute truth, not what you think I want to hear. The truth. Should I go home? She was quiet for a long moment. No, she finally said. No, Jay, you shouldn't. Because even if you fix this, and that's a big if, Nothing's gonna change. You'll still be the one everybody expects to sacrifice. You'll still be the last one anybody thinks about. And Shanice will still be Shanice. Maybe even worse, because she'll know she can treat you however she wants, and you'll always come running when she needs you. That's what I thought. But you're gonna catch hell for this. You know that, right? Yeah, I know. I hung up and looked at my phone. 23 missed calls, 47 text messages, 3 voicemails. I turned it off completely. Then I walked back to my suite, changed into my swim trunks, and got in that jacuzzi on the balcony. I poured myself a glass of champagne from the bottle the resort had left as a welcome gift. And I watched the stars and listened to the ocean and felt absolutely nothing but peace. The next morning, Shanice's wedding day, I woke up to the sun streaming through my windows. I ordered room service, fresh fruit, pancakes, bacon, the works. Ate breakfast on my balcony in a plush hotel robe. Then I got dressed in my favorite linen shirt and shorts and headed down to the beach. Winston was already at the bar. "Good morning, my friend. The usual?" "You know it." He made my coconut rum punch with extra rum, just the way I liked it. I took my drink to a lounge chair right at the water's edge. My phone was still off, and it was going to stay that way. At exactly 3 p.m., the moment Shanice's wedding was supposed to start, I took a selfie. Me, grinning, drink in hand, ocean behind me. Posted it to Facebook with one word: bliss. Then I turned my phone off again. I didn't know it yet, but back in Atlanta, all hell was breaking loose. And I was about to find out just how far my family would go to make me the villain of Shanice's story. I kept my phone off for 2 more days, 2 glorious days of snorkeling, spa treatments, and the best jerk chicken I'd ever tasted. I went on a sunset catamaran cruise, took a tour of a coffee plantation, got a massage that nearly put me to sleep on the table. I was living. But reality has a way of catching up with you. On day 4 of my trip, I finally turned my phone back on, just to check in, just to see. 163 notifications. I scrolled through them with a strange sense of detachment. Angry messages from Mama. Hurt messages from Shanice. Practical messages from Keisha asking when I was coming home, as if that was still on the table. Even messages from family members I barely talked to, all saying some version of the same thing. I was selfish. I was cruel. I was a disgrace. But there was one message that stood out. From a number I didn't recognize. "Jamal, this is DeAndre. We need to talk. Please call me when you get this. It's important." I stared at that message for a full minute. DeAndre had never called me before. We'd been cordial at family gatherings, shook hands, made small talk about the Falcons, but we weren't phone call close. Whatever he wanted to say, it had to be serious. I called him back. He answered on the first ring. "Jamal, thank you for calling me back." "What's going on, DeAndre?" He let out a long breath. Man, I don't even know where to start. "First, I want you to know that I don't blame you for any of this. What your family is doing to you is wrong. I appreciate that. I called because I think you deserve to know the truth about why Shanice really cut you from the wedding." My stomach tightened. "What do you mean, the truth?" "It wasn't about the guest list, Jay. The venue holds 400 people. We only had 250 on the list." The world tilted. "What?" "There was plenty of room. Shanice lied to you." I sat down on the edge of my hotel bed. "Why would she do that?" DeAndre was quiet for a moment. "Because she was embarrassed by you." The words hit like a punch. "Embarrassed?" "She told me, and I'm only telling you this because you deserve to know." She told me that you didn't fit the image she wanted for her wedding, that you were too regular, too ordinary. She wanted everything to be perfect, high class, and she thought having you there would, I don't know, bring down the aesthetic or something. I couldn't speak, couldn't breathe. She said you drove an old car, that you worked a regular job instead of being an entrepreneur like her friends' brothers, that you dressed too casual. Man, the stuff she said about you, it made me sick. I told her she was being ridiculous, that you're her brother and none of that stuff matters. We fought about it for weeks. But you didn't tell me. I know, and I'm sorry for that. I thought, I don't know what I thought, that she'd come to her senses, that she'd change her mind. I didn't want to cause problems between you all, but I should have said something. I felt numb. All this time, I'd thought it was about budget, about tough choices, but it was about shame. My own sister was ashamed of me. Why are you telling me this now? Because I walked away from that wedding, and I'm not going back. And your family is trying to rewrite history. They're telling everyone that the wedding fell apart because you weren't there to keep the peace, that if you'd just been invited, everything would have been fine. They're making you the villain. I know. But that's not true. The wedding fell apart because I finally saw who Shanice really is, the way she treated you. She's been treating me the same way, and her bridesmaids, and my family. She's been so focused on creating this perfect image that she forgot about the actual people involved. I can't marry someone like that. Something occurred to me. The rehearsal dinner fight between the mamas. What was that really about? DeAndre laughed bitterly. My mama asked where you were, said it was strange that the bride's only brother wasn't at the rehearsal. Shanice said you couldn't make it because of work. My mama said that was a shame, because family should always be there for family. And your mama, Jamal, your mama backed Shanice up, said it was fine, that you understood. My chest felt tight. Mama knew? She knew the real reason? I think so, or at least she suspected. But she chose Shanice's side. My mama called her out on it, said it was wrong to exclude you. And that's when things got heated. So DeAndre's mother, a woman I'd only met twice, had stood up for me more than my own mother had. I'm sorry you're going through this, I said quietly. Man, I'm sorry you are. But I want you to know something. You did the right thing, going on that vacation, standing up for yourself. I wish I'd had your courage months ago. Maybe I could have saved myself from all this. We talked for a few more minutes. He told me he'd moved out of the apartment he shared with Shanice, that he was staying with his brother, that he was done, completely done, with the whole situation. After we hung up, I sat on that bed for a long time. Then I did something I should have done from the beginning. I opened my Facebook and I wrote a post, a long one. I've been seeing a lot of posts and comments about me being selfish for going on vacation during my sister's wedding. So let me be clear about a few things. I wasn't invited to the wedding, not because of budget cuts, not because of tough choices, but because my sister decided I wasn't good enough for her perfect day. I found out from the groom himself that she was embarrassed by me, by my job, my car, my lifestyle, and to the family members who are now calling me selfish for not dropping everything to fix a crisis I didn't create. Where were you when I was being excluded? Where was the outrage then? I've spent my whole life being the peacemaker, the bigger person, the one who sacrifices, but I'm done. I'm done shrinking myself to make other people comfortable. I'm done being ashamed of who I am. And I'm done with people who only value me when they need something from me. I'm in Jamaica living my best life, and I'm not apologizing for it. I posted it, and then I turned off my phone again. But this time, something was different. This time, I didn't feel guilty. The next morning, Tasha called the resort directly. The front desk patched her through to my room. "Jay, you need to turn on your phone." "Why?" "More drama? Your post went viral, like thousands of shares viral, and people are on your side." I turned on my phone. Tasha was right. My post had been shared over 8,000 times. The comments were overwhelming. "This is what boundaries look like. Good for you. Your sister sounds toxic. Stay on that beach, King. Family isn't about blood. It's about respect. They don't respect you. I went through something similar. You're doing the right thing." There were negative comments too, of course. People saying I was airing dirty laundry, that I should have handled it privately. But they were drowned out by the support. And then I saw something that made me stop scrolling. A comment from Keisha. "Jamal, I owe you an apology. I should have said something when Shanice cut you from the list. I should have stood up for you. I was a coward, and I'm sorry. You deserve better from this family. You've always deserved better." I read it 3 times. Then I saw another comment. From my cousin Tasha, but public this time. "For everyone asking why the family is mad at Jay, let me make it clear. They're mad because he stopped letting them use him. They're mad because he chose himself for once. And that's telling you everything you need to know about them, not about him." My phone rang. "Daddy." I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Son." His voice was heavy, tired. "I read your post." "Okay. Is it true, what DeAndre told you?" "Yes, sir." He was quiet for a long moment. "I didn't know. Your mother and we thought it really was about the guest list. Shanice told us the venue was too small. If I'd known the real reason, would you have done anything different?" Another silence. Longer, this one. "I don't know," he finally admitted, "and that's something I'm going to have to live with." At least he was honest. "Daddy, I love you. I love Mama. I even love Shanice, believe it or not. But I can't keep doing this. I can't keep being the one who sacrifices everything while everybody else does whatever they want." "I know, son. I know. I'm not coming home early. I'm going to finish my vacation. And when I get back, things are going to be different. I'm going to need some space from the family for a while. How long is a while? I don't know. However long it takes for me to figure out who I am without constantly trying to make everybody else happy." "That's fair," Daddy said quietly. "That's more than fair." We talked for a few more minutes. He told me Shanice had seen my post, that she'd locked herself in her room again, that she was claiming I'd humiliated her publicly. "She humiliated herself," I said. "I just told the truth." "Yeah," Daddy agreed. "Yeah, she did." After I hung up, I walked out onto my balcony. The sun was setting over the ocean, pink and orange and purple painting the sky. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. My phone buzzed one more time. A text from DeAndre. "Thank you for posting that. Shanice called me crying, begging me to ask you to take it down. I told her no. I told her she made her bed. Now she has to lie in it. I'm blocking her number now. Good luck with everything, man. You're a real one." I smiled, took a picture of that sunset, posted it with a simple caption, "Day 6 of 7. Best decision I ever made." The likes and comments came flooding in immediately. I spent my last day in Jamaica doing absolutely nothing. No excursions, no activities. Just me, a lounge chair, and the ocean. Winston brought me drinks without me even asking. We'd become friends over the week. "You look different than when you first arrived," he said, setting down my coconut rum punch. "How so?" "Lighter. Like you put down something heavy." "I did," I said. "I put down 42 years of other people's expectations." He nodded knowingly. "That's the heaviest weight there is." On my flight home, I thought about what came next. I knew it wouldn't be easy. There would be family gatherings I wouldn't attend, holidays that would be awkward, relationships that might never recover. But I also knew something else. I knew my worth now. I knew I didn't have to earn my place in this world. I didn't have to be smaller, so other people could feel bigger. And I knew that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is walk away from people who don't value you, even if those people are family. When I landed in Atlanta, I had a text from Tasha. Shanice called off the wedding officially. She's telling people it's because of the stress and because DeAndre broke her heart. She's not mentioning that he left because of how she treated people. Your mama wants to have a family meeting. I told her you probably need time. Was I right? I texted back. You were right. I need at least 6 months, maybe more. I'll reach out when I'm ready. 3 months later, I'm still on my break from the family. Keisha and I text occasionally. She's been going to therapy, working through her own issues with people-pleasing. Daddy calls every Sunday, just to check in. We don't talk about Shanice or the wedding. We talk about football and work and life. I haven't spoken to Mama or Shanice at all. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay. I'm thriving. I got a promotion at work. Started dating someone who actually values me. Bought myself a new car, not because I was ashamed of my old one, but because I wanted to treat myself. Took up painting as a hobby. I wake up every morning and I don't feel that weight anymore. That pressure to be everything for everybody. I'm just me. Regular, ordinary, perfectly imperfect me. And that's more than enough. Last week, I got a message from Shanice, the first one since Jamaica. I'm sorry. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. Can we talk? I read it, thought about it, and then I did something that old me never would have done. I left it on read. Maybe one day I'll respond. Maybe one day I'll be ready to hear what she has to say. Maybe we can rebuild something. But that day isn't today. Today, I'm booking another vacation. Costa Rica this time. And I'm taking my new girlfriend with me. Because I learned something important on that beach in Jamaica. I learned that the only person responsible for my happiness is me. I learned that self-respect isn't selfish. I learned that sometimes the family you need isn't the one you're born into. It's the one you choose. And I learned that paradise isn't just a place. It's a state of mind. It's what happens when you finally put yourself first. Thanks for listening to this story. If it touched your heart, please leave a like and subscribe. Have you experienced something similar? Share your story in the comments below.